Well, after Aarti, I think there's a couple of programs, there's 3 programs if you decide when to do them. There's Damodarashtakam,
Yes.
there's Shayanarti, there's Prasadam, there's Shayanarti, and then there's Karva, or Kirtan. Karva Kirtan.
We should do all the programs.
And then-
Shayanarti and
Then
then
Prasad.
Prasad.
Yeah, look, that makes sense, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Prasad will be a little later, but it's okay. It's Sarad-Purnima, it's late Saturday, so. You need me to do anything?
No, that's good. It's working.
So anyway, we're happy that Madana-gopāla Prabhu agreed to speak on this very, very intimate pastime of Sarad-Purnima, very auspicious pastime also, to start off our Kartik month this year. So thank you all so much. Let's welcome him. Loud Hari Bol.
Thank you, Nimai. And thank you, dear devotees, for joining. I know it's hard to get here on Saturday, especially if you had a long bhakti-rich program or whatever. Hare Krishna. So today, like Nimai Prabhu said, it's a very auspicious day, Sarad-Purnima. Sarad-Purnima is the full moon night of Sharad season. Sharad means what? Sharad means the autumn season, autumn or fall. We call it fall here, but actually autumn is more precise. Here we have how many seasons? 4, right? In the West. In India, you know how many seasons there are? 6. Right. That's different, right? It doesn't even snow there, like in most places in India. But still, just thinking like the line of latitude, right? You have the equator, you have the different lines of latitude. So you know how far north New Delhi is, right? New Delhi is so far north in India. If you draw the latitude line from New Delhi, where do you think it lines up in the US? Any guess? It lines up in Miami. So Miami is like so much south for us, but over there in India, it's like, it's kind of interesting to note that. So that's why they have different seasons over there, but Sharad is a very beautiful season. And the full moon night of Sharad is particularly cooling. Like today it's unusual, right? It's end of October, but it's so hot. It's like 81 degrees or something. It was but the cooling effect of the moon, you can really feel it and you can enjoy it, So this is the night on which Krishna played upon his transcendental flute. Very beautifully in the forest. Where did he play this flute? By the Yamuna. It's a particular vat. You know what is this vat? It's named after the flute. Vamsi vat. That's right. He played the flute at Vamsi vat at the bank of Yamuna. And the flute, we may think that he played on his flute like a figurative way to call the gopis to come and dance. But actually Krishna's flute is one of his messengers. So the gopis not only heard the beautiful melodious sound of his flute, but they actually received the message that Krishna wanted to meet them from the messenger of the flute. And because their only desire was to please Krishna, to fulfill his desire to make Krishna happy. They didn't run there to make themselves happy. The gopis never care for their happiness. Only Krishna's happiness. And so they all went to him not with the aim of their own desire, but to make Krishna's transcendental desire fulfilled. Then, after Krishna called them, when he spoke with them, there was some pastime, and then he disappeared. And they were very upset. And he called us here, we gave so much, and he disappeared. And when he disappeared, he left with Srimati Radharani. And then after he walked with her a little bit, he left her also. He just disappeared from her view. There's a lot of details in that story. But what happened is that the gopis felt a lot of separation from him. And so they sang this song called Gopi. So this song that we sing every day in the month of Kartik is also was sung on this day. Sung on this day. So what we can do is we can sing, I'll just sing a few of the verses. The song itself is quite long, but we'll sing just a few of the verses. Oh, Shanti Prabhu just came in time. We need someone to play Mridanga. Just looking for someone. So this first verse, the entire chapter of the 31st chapter in the 10th canto is this song of separation of the gopis. And it's quite an interesting song. Lots of detailed katha in there, a lot of detailed philosophy available in that song. Jayate dikam janmana vraja, shrayat indira shashvatahi, daita dishita dikshita avgat, traitita shrayas tam vichinvate. Okay, so this works. So this is not the last verse of the Gopi Gita. The Gopi Gita is about twice as long as this. There's a lot more verses in this song. But we ended here, and this particular verse is of special importance. This is the verse that really pleased Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused to talk to the king Prataprudra. And the king then quoted this verse, pretended to be this ordinary gardener in the garden. When he sang this verse, it really made the Lord super ecstatic. And what is the point of this verse? Tava katham ritam tapta jivanam. Now the gopis are in separation from Krishna. But they are glorifying the narrations of Krishna's pastimes. They are not narrating Krishna's pastimes. They are glorifying the process of narrating Krishna's pastimes. Tava katham ritam. What do they do here? The nectar of your katha, your pastimes. What does it do? Tapta jivanam. That it gives so much relief to the miserable, the painful condition of material life. Right? And of course there's Shravana Mangalam, Srimad-Adatam, Bhuvi Granantiye Bhuvi. So Shravana Mangalam, when you hear it, it's very auspicious. And then the last line, Bhuvi Granantiye Bhuvi Dajana, that the greatest person is the one, or the most generous person in the world is the one who shares this with others. So they're glorifying the Kathamrita, and above that they're glorifying the preacher, the one who shares Krishna consciousness, the one who shares, who invites others to join in into this Katha. That person is Bhurida. He is a very generous giver. This song was sung on this night of Sarad-Purnima. Very beautiful. Now, because this rasa dance, it superficially resembles the dancing of, say, ordinary men and women in the material world. It looks like it. It can easily be misunderstood. This is why Srila Prabhupada emphasized that, yes, even if you read this section of Bhagavatam, read this section in Krishna book, he wrote the Krishna book early on, but he always inserted and weaved in this philosophical concept. Understand who is Krishna first. This can be misunderstood. And there are critics of Lord Krishna. There are critics out there. The critics of Lord Krishna, they criticize Srimad Bhagavatam, they criticize Krishna consciousness itself. And they find fault with this Rasa Leela. There are religious groups outside of our Sanatana Dharma, outside of Vedic tradition, they challenge, oh, Krishna, he's a womanizer. How can you worship a god that enjoys his women? They do not understand that the pure love exchange like Krishna and the gopis, they don't understand what that means. They don't understand the position of Krishna. They don't understand who the gopis are. Krishna is the call of all, calling the Supreme Lord. Everything we see comes from him. He's so powerful. And then these gopis, who are they? They are the expansions of the internal potency of the Supreme Lord. We don't even understand what that concept even means. What does that mean? Internal potency, pleasure potency. Because it resembles, we get confused. One time Srila Prabhupada was asked by, there's an Indian Christian, I think it was a preacher. Prabhupada had conversation on the record. And he was asked, how can you worship a God who is an adulterer? The Prabhupada immediately answered, Krishna is not the adulterer. You are the adulterer. What? What do you mean? Yeah, actually all women belong to Krishna. He was shocked, he was taken back. And even some devotees were a little moved by that. That's interesting. That everything belongs to Krishna. You think that my particular husband or my particular wife, they're mine. Everything belongs to Krishna. So when you understand that conceptually, it makes a lot of sense. But because we measure Krishna by the shallow, narrow understanding of our mindset and purview, it can be very confusing. You see? So there's a difference between pure love, which is expressed in this rasa dance, and lust or kama. This is explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Everybody know this verse? And this is the comparison between kama and prema. Kama prema dohankara vibhinna lakshana loha ara hema yache swarupe vilakshana. Loha means iron, and hema means gold. So kama, prema, loha, hema. Beautiful poetry. Lust and love have different characteristics, just as iron and gold have different natures. Yache swarupe vilakshana. What is it? What is the difference? Next verse says, Atmendriya priti vancha tare boli kama Krishnendriya priti ichha dhare prema nama. There's something for us to also understand. The desire, the selfish desire to gratify one's own senses is kama, lust. But the desire to please the senses of Lord Krishna is prema, love. Now notice the definition of prema here. Is it this desire to please anybody's senses? Whose senses? Krishnendriya. If Krishna is not involved, it is not prema. It is a very even harsh, you can say, definition. If we are used to thinking in terms of our own, interaction with each other as prema, yeah, sure. There's some aspect of selflessness there. There's some aspect of purity there. If, like, for example, the love between mother and child, it's selfless. There's no question about it. But the word prema, in its full sense, has to involve God. It has to necessarily involve Krishna. Otherwise, there is always some tinge of selfishness. But unless it is reposed in Krishna, that prema is not 100%. See, it may be some percent. Without Krishna in the center, it is not prema. You may call it prema, but it is not. See? So the pure love of devotees for Krishna is like this gold. And the lust of people in the material world who want to gratify the senses is like iron. Now, another point of contention related to this 10th canto of Bhagavatam that comes up is this name of Radha. Radha. It's not mentioned, they say. It's not found in Srimad Bhagavatam. Some people challenge, you are worshipping Radha and Krishna, but on what authority? We don't find name of Radha in Bhagavad Gita. Is it there in Bhagavad Gita? Is Radha mentioned anywhere in Bhagavad Gita? No, not directly. Is Radha mentioned even in the entire Srimad Bhagavatam? Directly? No. Not directly. Indirectly. But in the 5 chapters, there are 5 chapters that describe this Rasa Leela. We find that Krishna called the gopis and then he began to reciprocate with them and then disappeared. We talked about that, right? Now what happened when Krishna disappeared? They plunged into feelings of separation from Krishna. And they began to search all over Vrindavan forest. Where is Krishna? They walked around. And when they're looking, they found 2 pairs of footprints. Krishna's and this one other gopi. What? The rest of the gopis left behind this. Then the gopis in their separation they exclaimed, Anayaradhito nunam Bhagavan Hari Ishvara. Yanno vihaya Govinda prito yam anayad raha. Certainly, this particular gopi, these footprints, has perfectly worshipped the all-powerful personality of Godhead. Therefore, Govinda was so pleased with her that he abandoned the rest of us and he took her to a secluded place. This is the 28th verse of 30th chapter. Because she worshipped Hari better than us, she is the best worshipper of Krishna, therefore she has gotten to be with Krishna now. The word Aradhito means worshipped or perfectly worshipped refers to Radha, as confirmed by Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Now we also know why Shukadeva Goswami did not mention her name directly, because if he had spoken her name, he would have gone into a state of ecstasy and would have probably fainted for a few days. That would have thrown off the schedule of the Bhagavatam. So he avoided saying her name. Right? Now, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and other acharyas, they say, yes, that's fine that it's not found in Bhagavatam, but it is found in many other Upanishads and Vedas and Puranas, directly. That's how we know. You see. So, this is the sweet non-reference reference of Srimati Radharani in Bhagavatam. Now, ultimately, Krishna then also left Srimati Radharani. Because he disappeared from her vision too. And then all the gopis, they met her. Oh, what happened? And they found her in such an intense state of lamentation. You can imagine. And they felt that, oh, she loves Krishna more. Because they saw the intensity of lamentation she was going through, and it was more intense than what they were going through. Right? So they said, okay, she loves Krishna more. But they never felt envious of her. See? they're just trying to figure out why Krishna left. So the ultimate purpose was to reunite all the gopis, and when the gopis saw Radharani in such ecstasy separation, they felt actually sympathy towards her. They felt a sense of, they felt her pain also. That is the nature of devotees. They don't envy each other, they feel each other's pain. Par dukhe, dukhi. So then they said, okay, let's search after Krishna together. Maybe he's just playing hide and seek with us. But they could not find him anywhere. So then they decided, we cannot find Krishna unless he wishes to be found. See? So we cannot force Krishna to come before us. So then they decided, okay, how can we do something to attract his attention? How can we move Krishna's heart that he'll come back to us? So this is our question too. We may feel the pain and confusion we feel in the material existence. Most of the time we are not aware of it. Most of us are not aware, but that is actually the pain of separation from Krishna. But it's an ignorance kind of separation. We have forgotten our relationship with Krishna, and that forgetfulness is manifesting as misery, is manifesting as misidentifying with the body. So this is pain is also a reflection of the actual higher pain. See? So what was their conclusion? To free themselves from the pain of separation and to attract Krishna's attention. What did they end up doing? They ended up performing Sankirtan. You see, Sankirtan was a solution to their misery, even though they are expressing transcendental misery. Sankirtan is also a solution to our misery. This is how the gopis attract attention of Krishna. This is how we can attract the attention of Krishna and obtain the mercy of Krishna. Chanting the glories of Krishna together and crying, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This Hare in this Mahamantra refers to who? And yet she is also chanting. She is also chanting Hare Krishna. Is she calling to Radharani when she chants Hare Krishna? No, yeah, that's right. Who is she calling? When Radharani chants this magical Mahamantra, who is she calling? This is why it's called magical. There's a grammatical magic in this Mahamantra. You see, Hare, when you want to call Hara, you say Hare, please come. Sita, you say Site come. You want to call Radha, you say Radhe, please come. So you want to say Hara, you say Hare, please come. We are missing you. If you want to call Hari, what do you say? Hare, same. If you want to call out to Hara or Hari, the vocative form of both those names is Hare. Therefore it's magical. Therefore Radharani, when she says Hare Krishna, she is referring to Hari Krishna. See, that's how it works. Same Mahamantra. She called it like Ki. So what did they do? When they ended up going back to the banks of Yamuna, Vamshi Bhatta, where they were doing this ras, they began to sing, and that's when they sang this Gopi Gita, the song of separation. Then the Gopi Gita, remember, they glorified Sankirtan Yajna, they glorified the preacher, they glorified Tava Kathamritam. And when he heard these loving prayers, Krishna could not hold himself back. His heart was moved. And so he came to them. He reappeared before them in his most attractive feature. So then the gopis. When he came back in front of the gopis smiled at him and said, "Oh, thank you for coming back." They were upset at him. They were clearly upset. They wanted to highlight how ungrateful Krishna is. So now they're crying, "Krishna, where are you?" And when he comes, then they're getting upset at him. Naturally, because he disappeared. What did we do? They wanted to highlight how ungrateful Krishna was and ask him in many different ways, what kind of person are you who cannot understand this concept of gratitude? Sometimes we see in our life, in spite of giving so many personal sacrifices, some of the people who are closest to us, they turn around and just totally ignore us. We've seen that. It's very painful. They show no sense of gratefulness. Ungratefulness is very painful. Gopis are highlighting that. It can be, just imagine how the gopis must be feeling when Krishna just disappeared in the middle of Ras dance. How much they gave to him? They gave everything. You know, for a woman living Vedic culture to risk losing her reputation, especially a chaste married woman, is everything. Dishonor is worse than death. They gave up that for Krishna. And Krishna is so ungrateful that he just disappeared like this. What? So Krishna then he conceded. And there's an intricate, elaborate discussion by the acharyas on this dialogue between Krishna and the gopis of ungratefulness. But at the very end, Krishna admits defeat. And he says this. You can see he's folding his hands, he's crying in front of the gopis. And he says this. Naparayeham niravadya samyajam svasadu krityam vipudayushapiva yama bhajandur jarageha shrinkhala samvrishcha tadva pratyatu sadhuna. He says, I am actually unable to repay my debt for your service to me. Na parayeham, I cannot pay you. Even with the prolonged life of Lord Brahma, and I will be slave for you and give you everything, I cannot repay you back because you have given up everything for me. You have given up family ties, which are very difficult to break. You have given up the dictates of the world, of the Vedas, of the relatives. You have forsaken everything for my sake, which I could not do for you. You have given up all other relationships for me, but I could not do that for you. I have not given up my relationships for you. So percentage-wise, who has given more? You gave 100%. I didn't give up. I still have my father, my mother, my friends. You came running out of your houses in the middle of the night, but I sneak out and return in the morning so no one catches me. That means I take care of my reputation. You didn't care for yours. You were completely abandoned everything, and you have come to meet me without any consideration of the consequences. And I have so many devotees with whom I reciprocate. Devotees in Madhurya Ras, in Vatsalya Ras, Sakya Ras, Dāsa, Shanta. All these I have to take care. I don't give up their connection. I reciprocate even with the different sadhakas in the material world. They're struggling, trying to be devotees. I'm with them. I don't abandon them. But you, O dear gopis, you love only me. Exclusively and exquisitely. So my love can never equal your love. I admit that, and I can never repay my debt to you. I am defeated by your love. See? So this is Krishna's defeat. After the gopis really gave him the hot sauce when he came back. You know? They were upset at him. So then, the gopis, they were so touched by Krishna's words that they thought, now he has defeated us. You know? Why? How did he defeat us? He acknowledged and he expressed gratitude. He acknowledged that we are greater than him. He acknowledged that our love for him is greater than his love for us. How much more can we can't defeat him? We can't admit to him that he has defeated us, but he has admitted to us that we defeated him. So he has defeated us. Of course, this is all on the platform of this transcendental love, this rasa tattva. It is said later that when Krishna left Vrindavan to go to Mathura and Dwarka, the gopis were in so much separation from him. You can imagine he's going away for good. And they would think of these words that Krishna said, Na pareham, I cannot repay you back. Right? These words, Na pareham, niravadya samyajam. This verse kept the gopis alive, knowing that yes, he owes them. He is eternally in their debt. So, that would give them solace to bear that sense of separation. Now here we come to another subtle and very intricate concept, that even in the separation from Krishna, they experience His presence. And after hearing Krishna's reply, the gopis they were appeased, right? And then that's when he began this pastime of the actual rasa dance. This one. And the rasa dance was such that each of the gopis were seeing Krishna is with me only. Every time they look, Krishna is here. He's always with them. That's why there's so many different Krishnas in this picture. It's a very classic picture. So Krishna makes an attempt to repay them back. But he acknowledges they cannot be paid back. And the point to understand here, and Krishna tells them, look, my point was to increase your hankering, your intense love for me. And the gopis also acknowledge that it has that effect. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he comes, he glorifies the concept of service and separation, which is taught in his rasa dance. Intensified affection happens when there is that separation. He also emphasizes service in the platform of Sankirtan and Kathamritam, which he did all the time. So those are the take-home points for us. We feel the separation from Krishna, but we can't feel the pure separation from Krishna unless we have purified ourselves through the process of Sankirtan. So maybe we can say that if we can even theoretically understand our pain in our life, our confusion in life, are because we have separated ourselves from Krishna. And the solution is to feel that separation. When you feel that separation, then the miseries of life are gone. You may think separation is a miserable state in itself, but it's not, because it is transcendental, it's absolute. And that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to share with us in his life. And he said that is the ultimate conclusion of life. And the concluding years of his life, he spent where? In which city? The last few years of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life? In Jagannath Puri. What is he doing? He was teaching us the service in separation. And the seriousness of it, the depth and gravity of that separation is so important that even the little room that he was expressing this separation is called what? Gambhira. The room itself is called Gambhira. This is a serious business. Develop the sense of separation to express and feel the separation. The feeling of separation is more intense than being with Krishna in person. And that is the amazing dichotomy, or you can say it's like contradiction, the ultimate contradiction, the ultimate paradox of spiritual life. But it's available through the mechanism of Sankirtan Yajna. So, this day kicks off this very special month of Damodar, also known as Kartik month, which is also the month of Srimati Radharani. This is her month. So we take up, in the scriptures, it says to take up the vrata of this month of Kartik. It's called Urja Vrata. In fact, this is listed among the 64 items of devotional service. The limbs of devotional service, list of 64 limbs in the Nectar of Devotion. And this vrata is listed as one of the items. You see? So, one devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, he said, Srila Prabhupada, today is beginning of Urja Vrata, Kartik Vrata. Can you describe what is this Urja Vrata? How should we observe it? Prabhupada said, Urja Vrata? You can chant, you should chant Hare Krishna 24 hours, 1 month. Then he laughs. That's all. It's interesting. I mean, I invite all of you to search through all of Prabhupada's teachings, through all of his lectures, conversations. They're all available. You can search them. And find reference to Kartik Vrat, Urja Vrat, special things to do in month of Kartik. So Guru Dāsa, one of the early devotees, says, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And Prabhupada said, yes, don't sleep, don't eat. This is Urja Vrat, can you execute? And the devotee says, I don't know, and he starts laughing. This was in 1972, in the Radha Damodar temple, okay, in Vrindavan. What is the significance of this conversation? Prabhupada has given another analogy. He said that this is like employee discount, like a seasonal discount. You know, when you go to a store and Black Friday deals are there, you get, say, 50% off an entire store or entire whatever mall or whatever it is. These days nobody goes to malls even, but Black Friday people want to go there. Now, so on that particular month, you get a lot of extra benefit for doing just a little bit. So for a few dollars, you get a lot more return, right? Return on investment. Now, if you get 50% off for that month, but you don't realize the employee discount is 90% off throughout the year. So employees can't use that 50% coupon. You see, so you need to be an employee. So what does it mean in our analogy to be an employee? If we are committed that this is my life, Krishna consciousness, I'm going to chant these 16 rounds, seriously, this is given to a spiritual master. Okay? I'm going to attend the program regularly, I'm going to make every attempt to preach in that mood of Srila Prabhupada and support any preaching efforts. That brings us close to being an employee, where you get the 90% discount throughout the year. What else is Prabhupada trying to say over here in this particular statement? He's saying, don't make a big deal of these vratas. If you're already doing these 16 rounds, you already dedicated your life to preaching. Don't make a big deal of it. Now, why is he saying don't make a big deal of it? Because we want to avoid the ritualistic mindset that comes, the tendency to practice in a mechanical way. This month is there, we do this. Okay, give me my result. No, it doesn't work like that. The reason why this month is there to invite people who are not practicing. Come and taste it. It's a good time. There's a lot more extra benefit being offered. Come and offer the lamp to Lord Damodar. Feel how nice it is. Then you become an employee also. Like, it's nice, you know. Otherwise, if we approach this in a ritualistic mindset, which is very much dead set against, then it becomes mechanical, it becomes impersonal, and at the end of that month, they say, okay, go back to the old habit. That's also not nice. So become a devotee. His idea was, don't make it a temporary thing. That's another concept to understand, which is why you'll not find so much emphasis on Srila Prabhupada's teachings on this. Yes, we should glorify the month of Damodar, glorify the month of Purushottam, Adhik Mas, but even again, you go through all of Prabhupada's teachings, and he gave 12 years of solid teachings, okay? It's not just a few books. He wrote a lot, he spoke a lot. There's no reference to Purushottam, Adhik Mas. It's not there. Why? Other things he said repeatedly. Because, yes, it's good to do those vratas, we should do them, but we need to escape this impersonalistic or mechanistic, ritualistic mindset that comes with a lot of these things. Okay, so how do we avoid that? So you see, his point was that just chant your 16 rounds, observe regular principles, attend the program, do that 365 days a year. Okay? So what can we do then? What should we do in the month of Kartik? How do we view these special months and take advantage of the potency without becoming ritualistic? Let us use this month to jumpstart or make a resolution that I'll follow the rest of the year. Not that at the end of the month I'll stop. That is how we want to take advantage of this, the momentum that comes these special months, you see. So, let us practice chanting year-round, a fixed number without fail. And if you're not doing that, start now. Today is the kickoff night. Beautiful full moon is there. Nice weather is there. Chant nicely with your heart. On the special months, we can do extra rounds, but we don't want to stop chanting altogether after the month is over. Then view this month as a special season. Like you have mango season, take full advantage of the mangoes, and we can offer the mangoes to the Lord. This way we get to learn how to offer everything to the Lord. Then even when there are no mangoes, other fruits that whatever in season, you offer that to the Lord. But mango is a nice time, the best fruit. It's a good time to learn how to offer fruits to the Lord in mango season. As an example. Our devotional mood, we don't want it to change after the season is over. Rather, it should accelerate because we've received a taste of something we were not doing before. And then try to carry the mood developed during this month into all the other months. Let us meditate deeply on this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Recognize that actually this picture, right, is no different from the picture of Ras Leela. This is the Ras Leela picture right here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. O Krishna, O most attractive Supreme Personality of Godhead. O Radhe, O energy of the Lord, kindly engage me in your service. Give me some glimpse into the taste of spiritual life that I've forgotten. Kindly make me understand who I actually am. Please be here for me. Please help me push through any obstacles that come. Please help me adjust my attitude, my mentality. And with this prayerful approach, when we chant every morning, every evening, every day, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, with all the love, affection, humility, even remorse, appreciation, gratitude at our command, then certainly the Lord will offer His mercy to us. That's what He does. He is Bhakta Vatsala. He enjoys doing that. He looks forward to giving us His mercy. He's excited to give us His mercy. All we have to do is let Him know that we really want it. We have to show that we're serious about it. We have to show Him, my Lord, I am actually interested in you. By chanting this Mahamantra every day, however you want to do it, first thing you wake up, even before you put your feet on the floor, and the last thing you do before you go to sleep, you chant this mantra with this prayerful mood and happy smile. Your sleep will be good, you'll wake up refreshed, very positive, and your day will be good. And just keep doing that. And before you know it, you will develop some taste for what it feels. We'll get some glimpse of what spiritual life is, what happiness is. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. So it is almost 7 o'clock. So we'll be having Arati now. The curtains will open any second. So what we can do, and since instead of questions, there's only a few seconds left, let us chant one time. Maybe we'll chant 3 times until the curtains open. Let us place ourselves at Vamshi Vata, where Krishna is playing the flute and calling the gopis. And let us see if we can enter into that lila or request the Lord entrance into His spiritual life, into our spiritual life, and request Him to come into our heart. Let's chant together 3 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki, Sarad-Purnima ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Go Pranam De, Hari Hari Bol. So everyone